Noodles? I thought you were making an art video today, Jules. Gotcha. Yeah, don't ask me why I'm keeping my oil pastels in an old noodle box. I have a bit of a thing for repurposing packaging that I think looks cool, and this noodle box was top of the list, and I made this little cardboard insert. I don't know, it's probably not a permanent solution, but I don't use my oil pastels very often, so why not, right? Anyway, getting ahead of myself, welcome back to another video. Today I do not have a plan, except for I really want to play with colour. I've been doing some research recently on like colour exercises, and I wanted to play around and see what we can find out about like colour contrasts and how colours work together. Together. Anyway, as you can tell, it's been a bit of a long day, and I'm thinking maybe I'll just pick 3 from my collection of very cheap and cheerful oil pastels here. And we can just play around, see how they look together, do some little abstract colour tests maybe, and just see how it goes. So let's see which colours strike our fancy today. Okay, so full disclosure, since these pastels are all in the box together, they get a little bit dirty, so I do have a piece of kitchen paper so I can clean them off. So today I'm going to go with my colour cravings, I guess, like which colours jump out to me. And today I've been thinking, oh, this is ultramarine. I was looking for like a navy, like a deep blue. What are you? Prussian blue light. Oh, wait, hang on. That's a Prussian blue. Hang on, we need a little swatch sheet, huh? Definitely didn't use this piece of paper for the last video I filmed at this kitchen table. Yeah, that's way too bright. We don't want that one. How about the Prussian blue though? It has potential. As you can see, I have a somewhat motley. Why is the Prussian blue light actually darker than Prussian blue? I have a somewhat motley collection of oil pastels, and I don't use them very often, but I do like them for the express purpose of they're a bit like coloured pencils in the sense that you just rub them on the paper and they just make this bright colour. Yes, this one. I really hope you can't hear the construction outside. If you can, I'm going to try and talk a little louder. There's no way you can't hear that. I am so sorry. Microphone compression. I'm relying on you. Actually, I think I prefer that one. No, let's go pink. I never use pink. But yeah, I love them because they give a very instant satisfaction. You just rub them on the paper and suddenly there is colour in like a major way, which makes them a very efficient way to mess around. And I'm trying to think of like a third colour. I'm thinking maybe, oh my god, if I have to pause this video, if they start drilling again, whoa, that is bright. I like this collection that I'm building here, but it lacks contrast. I think I want it to have like a deeper green, dark green. Okay. What if we went with the dark green? And then I swear to God, I got back and they weren't drilling at all. Let me just double check if you can hear that. Okay, they've been quiet for a couple of seconds. Knowing the laws of the universe, they will now start again. Anyway, I think I basically, in the meantime, I think I came up with my colours that I want to try out today. And they're not really usually my colour palette, so I think it should be interesting. I think I want to go with this light blue. I was trying to go for a range of values and also a couple similar colours and some more different colours. And maybe I won't use all of these in all of my experiments, you know. So I've gone with this sky blue, coral pink, really bright grass green. Oil pastel dust everywhere. The only downside of oil pastels. And this deep green for contrast. And we'll see how we go with that. Maybe I'll feel the need to add something, maybe not. But either way, I think I'll start by just making blocks of these colours and just seeing what the relativity does for the colour scheme. And yeah, we'll go from there. So first of all, let's make a big block of the green. And when I say relativity, I mean like, you know, just seeing how we feel about the colour scheme and what the mood gives. Because this deep green, very me by the way, I am enjoying this green right now, is quite serious in a way. It feels quite, I don't want to say professional, but it kind of does feel that way to me. And then if you put it next to this blue first, what does that look like? Blend a little bit together, that's fine. And then what if we put the green the other side? What does that do to the blue? That makes the blue look duller because the green is so bright. But it kind of it brings out the green in this green. It makes that green look brighter, at least to me. And then what if we put like a pink down the side? That pink looks so vibrant next to these greens. I'm trying to find my way with coral as a colour right now. I kind of want to use it for like, I kind of want to use coral more. So, but as you can see, these are what the colours look like next to each other. So what if we change what the dominant colour is? So say we take the bright green, and yeah, I considered taping off squares of the paper to use for this, but it didn't really work out because I don't have any tape that's a more neutral colour, and I didn't want to interfere with the colours that we're looking at here. And no, I did not plan which colours I was going to use. This really is just like what I felt like in the moment, because I really wanted to make some more colour palette related content for you guys. So in this one, we didn't have the dark green next to the light green. Do we want to put the dark green next to all of the colours though? No, let's just make the dark green like a little accent next to the bright green. Wow, that really makes the bright green look even more yellow. It's not a very yellowish green by itself, but looks like it there. And then what if we put the coral at the bottom? And it's amazing the different vibes that you get. Like this feels more like for maybe like a kid's design or something. Or like a very fresh sort of springtime landscape where you have this as the, like this dark green as the shadow, and most of the plants and whatever are this bright green, and then you've got the blue sky over everything. Whereas here it's like this is the deep forest with like some water maybe, and then maybe this is like a sunset or something. I don't know. You have to let me know if you think I'm crazy. And then last of all, for the third one, not last of all, but for the third one, let's try out this coral as the main colour. So I'm using the paint on Clairefontaine, I think it is, paint on paper, which is a little rough. So I figured it would grab the oil pastel nicely, though it is making a lot of dust. My plan is this week to invest in some better oil pastels, but I'm going to try and choose just colours that speak to me, and then maybe we can do a bit of a review. Because I do like these Pentel ones. I feel like they've been done to death, you know? They're like almost everybody's first oil pastels. People use these in school. You know, and like I say, they are amazing for just getting getting stuff down on the paper. And I think maybe we'll go with this blue. It's really, putting the blue next to this pink really brings out the orange in the pink. And then maybe we can put the green at the bottom. Oh, you know what this makes me think of? This color scheme laid out like this. I mean, it's the same color scheme, obviously, which is what makes it interesting, actually. The way that you can take the same colors and lay them out in different ways and see a completely different idea in your head. Is you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of flamingos. This is like a flamingo pink, and then you've got the water and like some seaweed or something, and then I don't know what this bright green is, but it would make a lovely accent, I think. Okay, I'm gonna stop until that drilling is done. Okay, so it's a couple of hours later. I'm losing the light, but the construction workers outside have finally moved from drilling and shoveling rubble to just driving around loudly. So I thought maybe I could finish this because I was really keen to do a few more experiments with these colors. And so what I'm going to do next is see how a similar test to these, but also including sections where you have a lot more intersections between the colors, and then also at least one where there are colors like contained within other colors. So for example, if I start with like a bold long strip of the coral, and then, so the blue and the green are kind of similar in value. So what if I took the dark green, and of course now my fridge starts making a noise, but that's like less obtrusive. Some days it's really just not meant to be, you know? So make like a sort of a cross shape, which I think is quite interesting. And then we can sort of fill in these quadrants with the other colors. And this way we can see really what the effect is and which ones I like best together. Honestly, I'm not, like, these aren't colors I would normally choose. They're not colors I'm obsessed with. But the more that you play around with colors that challenge you, I guess I'd say I find them challenging. The more you play around, the more you might find that you discover new things, you know? And this is even without thinking about like blending them, though I am accidentally blending them a little bit. That's just life. So yeah, fill in the opposite corners. You really get a feeling for how in this situation, the coral color looks like it's the brightest one. In this situation, this green looks like it's the brightest one by a country mile, which is very interesting. And I think it's just because there's a lot of this light blue. And when there's a lot of the light blue, it sort of tones down all of the other colors. The dark green makes them look lighter, and the light blue makes them look more muted. What if I just like mixed in a little bit more, surrounded this blue with the green. I think this is these little exercises are super interesting to do and really important to do as you develop your own relationship with color and find out how you see things and what colors you like with others. And it's so simple, right? You know, just a piece of paper and a little bit of time and less construction noise, ideally. I promise I'll stop complaining about that. I'm intrigued because what we haven't done so far is look so much at the interaction between the green and the pink. So if I instead make a circle of the green and then surround it with a circle of the pink, a bigger circle. How does that look? It looks like a really weird eyeball. But when you look past that, interesting. Very interesting. And like the point of these, also the point of these exercises is not to be beautiful, right? Like they don't have to be amazing pieces of art in their own right, though maybe you accidentally get that. Oh no, this is so sticky. Oil pastels, so sticky. But I think it's interesting, these colours really set each other off in an interesting way because they're both so saturated, but this green looks really blue next to the pinkish orange. Like they're both very, they really quite clash, honestly. Whereas if you put the green within like the light blue, what does that look? It looks a lot calmer. I feel like this light blue is a really calming colour, like sort of a sky blue. Reminds me of, it's a very innocent colour. This colour never has bad intentions. This light blue. They all have a personality, don't they? And you'll have to let me know in the comments what what you associate these colours with. I mean, I know colour psychology is a whole thing. I have read about that myself. But I feel like there's still like a massive individual and cultural component to that. And I think that this is like a really interesting opportunity, you know, with all of us being on the internet, you know, to get the opinions of people around the world. Though, as usual with the internet, mostly from North America, I don't mind. It's not a culture that I've ever lived in, so it's still interesting to me. Oh, I quite like the blend of this this dark green with the light blue. What happens if I try and first of all, let's just clean the pink off of this dark green. Blow some of the dust away. And say I put down some of this dark green and try and blend it in with the light blue. Oh, now that is a pretty colour. I really want to get into using oil pastels more, which is partially why I'm in the business of buying myself some potentially slightly more artist quality ones. But this lovely sort of sea green in the middle there, wow, that's doing it for me for sure. My hands are dirty as well. But this is really interesting. I love looking at all these colours next to each other. And like playing with just the geometric shapes. This really does look like a pair of eyes or something, doesn't it? Very interesting, very wacky. Maybe I could do like a little abstract doodle with all of these, put it on a time lapse so it doesn't matter about the audio. I don't know quite how long this video is going to be, but maybe I'll do a piece of another playing around on another piece of paper. I have one that I prepared earlier. And yeah, we can end on there, I guess, because I'm not done playing with these. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I know it's a little bit off-piste. I don't see a lot of people making these kinds of videos on YouTube, but this is the kind of video I'd like to make. You know, just looking at different sets of colours that you wouldn't necessarily have expected to go together. I mean, maybe this is your favourite set of colours ever. These are like colours you would gravitate towards, in which case leave me a comment for sure and let me know. But yeah, I'm hoping to make these every once in a while just playing around with random colours and seeing how they go together, or showcasing colour palettes, which I'm loving at the moment as well. So you'll have to let me know if you're interested in that. And in the meantime, I will leave you with the time lapse. So I'm running really low on light now, but as you can see, I had a good time just playing around with these sort of organic bean shapes. And I guess in an ideal world, I would crop this to be more square, just a juxtaposition of the straight lines and the wavy lines, following the contours. Just kind of playing around really. And then the blending of these colors. I'm not a pro, but I think that these colors together are really growing on me, and I think it's one of those things where a lot of the time you can make just about any color palette work if you just put a little bit of time and effort into working with them. But yeah, thank you so much for staying with me. I know this is a sort of rudimentary color testing, but these were just random colors that I decided to choose today. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, or if you have any feedback on a different format that would be better, or if you'd like me to theme it around certain colours or something like that. But in the meantime, leave a like if you liked the video, leave a comment, tell me something that you liked about it or didn't like about it. Subscribe if you like my other videos as well, and I will see you in the next video.